Hi, this is Gareth from Power Trigger, and today I'm playing Scrolls. Yay! It's the new interface. It's quite a change from the last time. I'm lucky enough to be joined by Rastien.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
The last video I did, you did a deck build.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't you?
That was quite a while ago, but yeah.
3 months ago.
Was it 3 months?
It was 3 months ago, because it says when the last build was, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like 36 minutes ago and so on. Well, it was 3 months ago, I think. Oh, well, actually, it can't be that, can it?
It's quite a while.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, so everything's changed. Everything's changed but you, and we're 1,000 miles apart. And so what I was going to do is, if you don't mind, is have a look at the deck, which you've helped me with before. It's a Soul Order deck, yes?
Yeah, mono order.
Right, mono order. You've gone a bit quiet there again.
I will try and speak up to make
better.
up the quietness.
That's better.
But yeah, this mono order deck is based off of one that I believe Blinky made.
Right.
Although Grump, the other part of her, and has been sort of championing it. And yeah, it's pretty powerful. The only thing I believe this is the correct variation. I haven't had time to check, but the only main difference is we're lacking sort of 2 Imperial Resources, so for the time being, sort of chucked Heritage in its place. But yeah, it sort of revolves around controlling the field with Spearman and Waking Stones, and generally trying to set yourself up in a solid position and remove and kill anything your opponent drops.
Right. What I'll do is I'll put the full list. I didn't do this last time actually, but I'll put the full list of this deck in the description of the video, so people can have a look at that and comment, please. As you say, yeah. I mean, we should have 3 Imperial Resources, which are the draw 2 cards, 2 scrolls. Your idols are healed by 1, all your units are healed by 1, increase order by 1. And we've gone with Heritage, haven't we? Which unfortunately is just draw 2 scrolls when unit control is destroyed.
The reason Imperial Resources is just so nasty in this deck is obviously you draw cards, you ramp up in order, but the actual heal will heal all of your Spearmen, but not just them, the Waking Stones.
Yeah.
So your Waking Stones get healed by this, and it's just nasty, making your Waking Stones last longer.
Right. Okay, excellent. Everything else seems to be as you've requested. I'll quickly go through. So it's 3 Blessing of Haste, 3 Crossbowman. Actually, maybe before we do that, what we'll do is we'll just go through, see why it is that you may have chosen these particular ones. So 3 Blessing of Haste.
To be fair, I didn't put this deck together.
Oh, right, okay.
So I couldn't really comment fairly on that. As I said, I believe it's more or less Blinky's deck, and I think Grump's altered it slightly. Sort of suit her playstyle more. Unfortunately, she's not about, so...
Alright, well thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, I mean, I can help you play it, but I couldn't sort of talk you through the choices and decisions for making this deck, because personally, I'm a growth man.
Right. It's not all about size, you know. Right, okay, well, we won't go through this then. What we'll do is... So you say we should go and do a medium...
Yeah, medium AI.
Right.
Just got to pop to the kitchen, but if you start the medium game up, I won't be 2 seconds.
Okay, I'll talk amongst myself. One thing to keep in mind, and I knew this, or I found this out from going on the chat before, is that the pre-constructed decks are actually from, if you haven't updated it, as in deleted the old pre-constructed ones and allowed it to load them, then basically you will have the old pre-constructed. You need to delete the pre-constructed that you have at the moment, and then when you load up the game again, it will put in the new pre-constructed setup. So that's something to keep in mind.
And I would highly advise putting that into the comments section, because I wasn't aware of that.
Right. Yeah, I found that out, well, I think it was either last night or the night before, just simply by one of the guys telling me, I can't remember who it was. I was probably drunk on something, giddy with the new interface.
Acid Jib. So
Yes.
I vaguely remember this in chat, but didn't pay much attention.
Yeah, so that's certainly something to keep in mind with the pre-constructed anyway. So I've now filled that gap. I've got this set as best order. Created 11 hours ago. That wasn't in work, honestly.
Definitely not.
Right. So I have Focus, Royal Spearman, Kabonk, Heritage, and Ducal Spearman.
Okay, if you give me a sec, because I'm still catching up on the stream, I'll have a look. Okay, so what were you thinking of sacrificing first?
My first thought would be I need to be building up the mana. Now, I can't use him until, certainly if I'm able to sacrifice a card each turn. I can't use the 4 mana until the 4th or possibly the 5th.
True. However, the Spearmen are exceptionally powerful.
Right.
At the moment, personally, I would probably get rid of the Focus.
A Focus. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a buff, and it's not one we're going to need straight away, so
right.
I would try that one.
But my thought, obviously I'm going to do what you say.
No.
But my thought with the Focus would be that obviously if you get somebody down early, you give them the Focus because it's only 1. Say hypothetically I was to have a 1 creature down, put that onto there because I've already expended, so I've got 2. Right. Then I'm basically straight away doing whatever that creature's is plus the 3.
What I would say though is you're not going to need to worry about doing that kind of thing early game. The first 5 turns, you're going to be looking, as when you're playing this deck specifically, to set the field up and try and lock it down.
Right.
And to that end, a Kabonk is better. It gives you draw, and you can get rid of. If your opponent's using growth, you can get rid of Sister of the Fox, so he can't wild growth it. You can ping a Zealot or something like that, or even another Waking Stone.
Right.
Whereas Focus, it is good what you're saying, but it's more of a, I guess, mid to late game card.
Right, so adding a mana point and then letting him have his go. There's nothing else I can do. 3, 2, 3, 4, isn't there?
No.
I don't appear to be getting any sound from this. That's not very good, is it? Sound volume.
Okay, so first thing to notice now on our next turn is our opponent's running growth. So we need to try and anticipate when he gets to 5 mana, King Folk Veterans being thrown at us to kill stuff and things like that.
Right.
Okay, so you've got Ducal Infantryman now, so I would say Kabonk is possibly looking the weakest of the card set we've got at the moment, so I would drop that. Because as we go up, we've sort of got a nice little curve going on now, so we've got 2, drop the Infantryman, then 3, drop the Spearman, and then we can decide the turn after that whether we pay 4, drop the Ducal Spearman, or drop the Heritage,
Right, yes, of course.
So
okay. Centre?
Yeah, definitely. But not at the front, I would say middle, or possibly back, but we can move him as needed.
Right. So is it always worth just dropping them back there, because it gives you more scope?
Yeah, I mean, basically, all you want him for is to provide that +1 attack to the other units.
Right,
so you keep him alive. You want to try and keep him at the back and keep him alive.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we've got pushback added to the game. There's another 4. So Ducal Spearman, Heritage, Royal Spearman, and pushback.
Okay. At the moment, pushback is kind of weak against growth. Pushback's good against energy, other order decks where you need to get things off of the field. However, growth's units tend to have haste, specifically King Folk Veteran. So in this matchup, pushback's quite weak. So for now, we'll generate order with it.
Okay. So that now allows me to put the Spearman down.
Yep.
At the front, you were saying, I think it was.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's them and Waking Stones or Walking Stones.
Yep. Waking Stones.
Waking Stones.
Spearman will make your opponent's life hell. It really will.
Right.
Okay, so we've now drawn into a skirmisher.
Yeah.
What I would do first is we want to place him in between those two soldiers, so we'll move the infantryman back one,
Right.
freeing up the square.
Right.
At this point, I would... See, this is a bit of a tough decision, because do you want some cards for next turn? So our opponent's got 6 cards in hand. He hasn't dropped anything yet,
Yeah.
but he's got some card advantage over us.
Yeah.
I think get rid of the Ducal Spearman for now.
Right. Okay.
Because we've got a solid row set up now when we drop the skirmisher.
Okay. So convert that to mana, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, and then put down the skirmisher.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if I can turn that. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it, because what will probably happen is I'll turn it up, and it'll be ridiculously loud. That's probably what's going to happen. So hopefully the recording I've got from this is going to be fine with the sound.
Fine.
Yeah, sorry everybody if you can't hear the game, but our dulcet tones should be enough for you. If it's not, why not?
Hey, Somerset will have you, know.
No, dulcet, not Dorset.
Yeah, don't be saying I'm from Dorset. God.
Dullard tones. Right, so go with that now then.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
good.
Doot. First blood.
Okay, so right now, I think we want to try and get to about 5 order, so I would generate the Ducal Infantryman into resources. We've got our rows set up. This is a strong position to be in. We can answer what our opponent drops. Basically, with the field that's set up the way it is, we have presence. So our opponent has to try and answer this. This gives us some breathing room to draw cards and start to sort of, draw cards, ramp in resource. So we may as well generate what we can with the Ducal Infantryman.
Okay, now, I mean, we have one there already. I'm assuming. Yes, we have one there already. He's gaining +1 because he's there. Right. Now, if we were to expend the heritage, right? Now, obviously, I'm aware of the fact that at some point he's going to sort of en masse start loading his stuff onto here, and I will lose units. Now, if I was to move him to there, or to the second row, and put the infantryman in between the two, that means he'd be on 4 attacks.
That's correct. But I used to think the same way that you do, where you're sort of looking to get as much damage as quickly as possible. It's not that important. You want to try and keep that skirmisher alive. The reason being is he has relentless. If you go and stick him out in the open without a spearman in front of him, it's exceptionally easy for people to pick him off, and he is a key target because the relentless means obviously he will just cut through an entire row.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure he sort of is looked after.
So to a certain extent, given the nature of the units that you can get in here, this is actually the perfect example of it, isn't it? Because you have each of them placed exactly where you'd want them. Yeah,
that is one of the perfect rows for order, I would say.
Okay, excelente. Right. Let's have a looky look. Right, so I need to get rid of him. And add mana. Alright.
And then heritage,
You want me to heritage which
one do you reckon?
He's the one who's going to be taking the damage.
Yep.
So I would say heritage.
Definitely. Yeah.
Alright. Clever.
That's alright.
Right, okay. So are you going to say something?
No, that's good. I was just saying, we're at the point now we've got no cards in. So here we go. Our opponent's dropping stuff. It's a row above us. So what we want to do is move all the units up a row so we kill it. We can ignore the idol. We just don't want him to get a foothold with units. Just kill anything he drops.
Okay then. So at this stage, we're trying to destroy any of the units that he's got, get him to expend the stuff that he's got. Okay.
Yep.
Now the waking stones. See, my first thought here would be to actually just put the waking stones where that unit is, and continue to try to damage it. But obviously, as you say, it's not about necessarily damaging. It's about getting purchase.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the number one rule, I would say, it's a rule that I swear by, and I've really made some tough decisions in regards to this. This is a tough decision I'd consider now. The waking stone is so tempting to drop, but it's far more powerful at this point to either sacrifice for more resources to go up to 6, or preferably sacrifice for more scrolls.
Yeah.
Because you're answering the problem on the field. He has no threat to you at the moment, so we don't need the waking stone. We could do with some more cards, though, to create more options for ourselves.
It's funny, because it's like you can follow two paths. You can either get mana up, which is what we've done. I mean, we're at round 6. I like the fact that you've got this here now.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's very tidy.
Gives you a better idea. Funnily enough, I was doing one of the medium challenges. I failed miserably at it. Was it the medium? Yes, I think one of the medium ones. And we were up to round 45.
Oh, wow.
Just to show you. I'm glad I didn't video that one before I was eventually bitch slapped. Now, but yeah, so they've got the two paths. So either you go to mana, so we're at the stage now where we could generate another mana and be equal to the round. Or we can be generating cards. Now, obviously, we had no cards in the last round. Once we'd done everything, we had no cards left, and that's two separate paths to a certain extent, isn't it? You're making one decision or another.
Yeah, it's kind of finding the right balance between the two, and gauging when you want to draw cards or when you want to generate a resource. But you should be doing that regardless every turn. Generally, unless I don't know, unless you say you've got a scroll that lets you win, say you've locked down the field with growth and you draw into a god hand, and if you play it you win, yeah, go ahead, obviously do it, but generally speaking you're going to want to keep drawing or generating resources. We'll change as we go along, but at the moment we just want to draw some scrolls. We may decide to ramp a bit further into the resource later on, but at the moment we'll just draw.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, I mean, one of the issues that I've had previously has been a case of, I've got, mana, but no, but no cards to play. Okay, so we've now got a Crossbowman.
Yep.
And a Royal Vanguard. Now I can play either of these, but obviously not both, because they're a total of 6.
At the moment, with the game state the way it is, I wouldn't be concerned with dropping the Crossbowman. The Crossbowman's a good turn 1 play, or he's good when combined with speed, or you drop him behind an honourable general, then haste the honourable general so he instantly attacks.
Right.
Other than that, I tend not to drop them. I mean, but again, I'm not that great with order. That may be the wrong decision entirely. But I mean, at this point, I would be looking to drop the Royal Vanguard.
Right. It's an interesting point because I mean they're doing quite high damage there. I mean, it's a ranged attack, so you don't have to worry about them being damaged. If they attack certain units. But they are relatively weak as well. You can see the balance with that.
They're slow as well. They've got 3 cooldown compared to the 2, which is what makes them a bit not great unless you can duke or trick the cooldown to get it to 0 somehow.
Right, so effectively what you could have here then is you've got the 3 in the centre. You've got the Infantryman, the Skirmisher, and the Spearman. Now, would you replace any of those back two? Not purposely, but if you didn't have one of those two, would you put it into one of those 2 spots?
I would put the Crossman on the back row.
Right.
Behind the Skirmisher there.
Right, so if somebody's got Relentless, they're not going to go straight in and knock those out. Right, okay. So, Royal Vanguard then. Do I put that below because I'm not going to be attacked by the what's this blokey here? The Brother of the Wolf.
What I would do is move your current units up one row, all of them, so they go and kill the Brother of the Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would drop your Royal Vanguard into the position where just below the infantryman on the back row.
Right. So the third tier in the back. Okay. So
There you go. Yeah.
there. Right. Okay. Why have you put him there? I mean, he's basically one of the strongest units you can have out there, isn't he?
Yeah, but he also provides an AoE buff to all your units, increasing their attack by 1. He's a high value target. I mean, admittedly, he's exposed at the moment, and it wouldn't surprise me if next turn we see a King Fog veteran smashing into him.
Right.
But you need to try and keep him alive, so we want to try and tuck him back a bit.
Right.
He's a high cost unit, so he's high value. If someone manages to kill it, say with a King Folk with a spell, you're on the back foot a bit because you've expended a lot to get it on the field, so you need to try and keep it alive there for the buff that it provides.
Is it a thought that you could probably put the Crossbowman into the middle, perhaps?
Possibly, but
and
we'll
so
see
that
what we...
some protection.
I would say there's so many cards better in the deck than the Crossbowman at this point. He's just going to be used for sacrifice food.
Ah, right, okay. Okay, so a Brother of the Wolf.
Okay, so at this point I'd sacrifice the Crossbowman for cards.
For cards? Okay, you happy with the level of 5 that will cover most of them?
At the moment, yeah, I mean, that's not a problem. We just need to draw just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that a lot of cards are sort of at the 5 level, aren't they?
It's... if you break down the cost, I don't know the cost of this deck, so I couldn't say, but you have a point where if you get to 7, obviously you can play a 3-cost card and a 4-cost card. If you get to 8, you can play 2 4-cost cards. Now that those 2 4-cost cards might be... you could, in theory, play 2 cards of half of your deck or more. If you have, I don't know, 75% of your deck is 4-cost cards. So it's hard to gauge, but yeah.
That's a very good point, actually. So what you're saying is that you would look at what the overall, or what the average is, perhaps, for the...
Yeah, it's called the curve. You'll get this nice curve of cost that gradually increases, but you don't want to have too many high cost cards or too many low cost cards or too many medium cards. You sort of have to get this nice balance, which, to be honest, I'm normally terrible at, but seem to have possibly made it work for the growth deck I'm using. Right,
okay. Okay, so at this point we're going to expend the Crossbowman for 2 cards, which means we're not going to use up any of the mana we have at the moment. Would the ideal be that we have a 3 and then can play 2 units? That's a piece of string question. Right, so I can now place the Royal Skirmisher or do a Decimation.
I would hold back on the Decimation and move all your units down 1 row. Right. See, this is the thing you've got to do with Order, as far as I can tell, is move your units. Don't sort of just have them stationary, sort of try and plan ahead. So if we move everything down 1 row and have the Spearman controlling middle row again.
Right, okay. So with that in mind then, he's got Relentless, hasn't he? Okay. So we're moving him down, him down, him down, him down. I think it's certainly important that if you're like me, I think the 2 things that I was always forgetting was to try and convert the cards.
Yeah, that's sort of
Now it's basically you have to with the choices, because you click on it and it will have the 3 icons at the top, won't it? Which is absolutely brilliant.
It's really user intuitive. It's a nice change. It really is.
But obviously it's going towards the touch interface now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is going to be absolutely amazing.
Oh, I'd love to play this on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't think anything would get done ever.
Well, that's just it. I'll be locking myself in the toilet for a while. Kids banging on the door. Playing this game, obviously. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, it was vitally important survival of the human race, and I can't remember what it was.
Skirmisher.
Oh yes, and the other thing was, sorry, that with movement, it's so often just to basically place something, and you just assume that you only ever move at maybe 1 or 2 spots. You don't literally move the units around. You know, to try and cover issues.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's so many layers to this game. Like the correct choice to sacrifice for resources or scrolls, actively moving your units around the board to control it. It's a lot to take in to try and sort of balance it all and get it all done right. And it's one of those. This is one of those games where you can make 2 silly mistakes or even 1 silly mistake early on, and it can cost you the game as the mistake then snowballs into more and more and more, and it all goes to pieces.
Right. Okay. So at this point then, I can play either Decimation, which you said to leave, or place Royal Skirmisher. Now I think you were saying essentially that what we've got here, he does 3 damage. He's not going to be for the next 2 rounds though.
No.
Which will all 3 of these should
be able to kill him next turn.
Yeah. Now, if I put Royal Skirmisher down, do I put him up above the 3 or protect?
I would put him in front of your Vanguard to protect him.
Right, okay. As you command. Okay. Do. Right, so I just remember that if I press Control, it tells me what the thing is. So I basically can destroy the central one with sort of a medium unit.
Okay, right. Now we've drawn into a bit of a favourite card of mine, I suppose, Pother. And Grump loves this card. It's horrendous. Like it looks so innocent, doesn't it? Sort of, it pokes a unit around, you draw a scroll. But what we're going to do here is, if we want to kill that wolfman behind the statue, but we're going to have to cut through a statue. So what we're going to do is Pother him and push him out from behind it.
Right. Yeah, because he can only go elsewhere, can't he?
Yeah, and if he goes down, we can kill him with a Decimation and bring him into attack for the 4. Or, if he goes up, we don't have to do anything. The Relentless guy will cut him down, the Skirmisher, who's attacking this turn.
Right, okay.
So if we poke him...
Right, so we're going to Pother him.
Yep.
Just before we do that, his plays were... I'm going to get rid of these. His plays were... yeah, which did he attach that to?
If you look, it's on the statue. You can tell enchanted units because they glow.
They've got this sort of ghosty image leading up from it, isn't it? Right. Yeah. Okay. And you can see them now, based off. Next to
and if you look, all of your units have it as well at the moment. This is due to your Vanguard attacking. He buffs everything when it's his turn to attack. So
so that in itself is the...
Yeah.
Right. So why is he buffing him?
Even though he isn't attacking, he
all of the units, right? So it's not actually... Yeah, right. Okay, so we're going to cast this.
Yep.
Sorry, what was the other one? Late Eternal Statue.
Yeah, which is in front of him.
Yeah. Right, that's a good one, isn't it?
So that's fine.
Yeah.
With the rest of your cards in hand, I would generate 1 more resource, so we've got 6, and we can drop the general next turn.
Right, okay. So, state of play at this moment in time. Sorry guys if you're looking for a fast game here, but we're obviously trying to learn as we go. So at this moment in time, we have a 5 who is relentless. So
if you press Control, by the way, hold down Control, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I pressed that before. Go. Yeah. I think it was more a case of I was just checking to see that he was actually relentless.
Yeah.
So he will destroy him and also cause 1 damage.
Correct.
And then he will finish off that idol.
Yes, press Control again? I can't remember the damage. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So that's good to keep both of those there anyway.
However, it's not. What you want to do is we need to we can kill both his units, so that will take priority. We can, once that idol in the middle row is on 2 health, we can kill it at any time with the decimation we have.
Yeah.
So for now, what I would do is move the skirmisher on the bottom row forward.
Mhm. This one.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then drop the infantryman into the slot behind him. This way we get rid of the eternal statue.
Right.
Your relentless guy is going to kill the wolf, so we've gotten rid of all the structures now.
Right.
As I said, killing stuff takes priority. It's the key thing that has to happen generally.
Right. Okay.
And then I would thinking now.
So just to confirm, decimation.
Yeah.
Sorry, is all units on target lose 1, and the idol loses 2 health.
That includes your own units.
Yes, yes. So it's the whole row, isn't it? All the way across, but apart from obviously not my idol.
I think if we generate the Honourable General and we'll hold on to 2 decimations, as we can cast both of them.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, Honourable General sacrifice, because that way we've got 4 damage on any idol, which is good. And we've also got 2 damage on all units, so that's quite decent removal.
Yeah.
If our opponent drops some stuff, we can then use that to help pick it off.
Right. So Honourable General, mana.
Yep. If the Scrolls guys are watching this, I get cross. Referring to it as mana, it's a bad habit. It's like, it's not magic.
I'm sure I saw it elsewhere. It was referring to it as mana. What they call a resource? Sorry?
Yeah, I think it's just called resources, or they say you're generating order. But yeah, no, it's...
okay.
If you use the term cards...
Mana, cards.
Oh.
Can I put this little man here?
So yeah, we pass a turn, and then we'll kill everything.
Okay.
See what it looks like the next turn.
Why didn't he relentless through? Because it didn't have enough damage? Okay. Because of the bloke he'd moved, didn't he?
Yeah.
And unfortunately both of those have been poisoned.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I forgot about the Vitral Aura. It's been a long day. I don't play Order. Okay. Right.
I want to move him back, don't I?
Hold on. No. Show me how much health everything has. Okay. Yeah, that would be good. Thinking about it, because then we buff and we can smash the middle idol. Let's do that.
Alright. I was basing that essentially off the fact that you want to have these guys all in that nice little sexy row. What's he got? He's 3/4. So he's basically going to be dead in the next turn, isn't he? Unless I...
yeah.
I can't really do anything with him. All I've got from him essentially is...
Sorry, who will be dead in the next turn, did you say?
I'm assuming that if... Actually, no, he won't be dead in the next turn. I'll just go down one because he's not attacking yet, is he? Right.
The structure that had poison is dead, so it won't be renewed anyway.
No, sorry. What, he's already lost a point, has he?
Yeah, he starts on 5.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because I was thinking...
Anyway, with this hand, so we sort of, I would drop the Honourable General, because we drew into another one, in front of our Vanguard.
Okay.
He's quite fat, so he can survive a turn. We'll sacrifice one of the Decimation for cards, as, in my opinion, at the moment we need to be looking for something to put in front of our Honourable General to keep him swinging. That's
not great, is it?
Haste is good. We can use it on our Honourable General to make him trigger his cooldown, which makes everything else's cooldown around him 0.
Yeah.
So it's reasonably powerful, but yeah, I would pass a turn at that.
Yeah. Okay. So we seem to be quite lucky with the cards so far, do we?
No. We've drawn a lot of cards.
Mm.
We're sort of sifting through a lot of the cards. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, Pushback. Ooh, we got...
Because Vitriol's 3, isn't it? Vitriol's over 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, right. We've got speed. Now what we can do, don't do it yet, is we can use it on the Honourable General, and it will trigger everything else around him to attack, including himself.
Mm-hmm.
So we may be able to smash through and destroy the row with everything on it. So if you press Control, I'll take a quick gander and see if I can work anything out.
Mm-hmm. Well, wouldn't we want everything to move down a slot?
No, because we want to kill the middle row and we need to get the most damage out of it.
But the reason why I'm saying that is because if you move the sorry, I'm terrible with the names here. Vanguard down, move the general down, right? You trigger him. Those two would be attacking the bottom layer. You'd then have all three here.
Yeah, you're correct. You are correct. Sorry.
All of those
my maths is failing me. I'm making these things a lot more complicated. You're correct. The top row can kill everything if it moves down one, so that is the correct move.
Because he'd be taking that out.
He would take that out. He would take that out.
Yeah.
And move everything down. You're right. I'm wrong.
No, that's all right. You happen to think for both of us. So now this is where I make that ridiculous mistake. Move it somewhere where I shouldn't.
You're golden.
Right, okay.
Now speed the general. As he's got 2 cooldowns, so Blessing of Haste won't work, unfortunately. As we're killing all of that, we don't need the pushback, so I would generate mana for that while we can.
Right, okay.
I'm using the word mana now, damn it.
Ha! You fell right into my trap.
Show me how much damage the bottom row's doing, because we may be able to end it this turn. Fire off a Decimation through them for 2 damage on the idol. And we'll get the bottom idol as... Actually, wait. No, don't do that. Sorry. It's tricky. It's weird when I'm not playing, because I look at small details rather than the bigger picture. That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
But the thing is, it's something that's number based. You do that, don't you? I mean, you can go into sort of ridiculous detail about the process.
Yeah.
And sort of player matches. They're not infinite time like these ones.
No. Quite a few times I found the minute to not quite be enough, and I've been struggling to do things, and then I end up making a misplay. But at the moment, I would just attack as things are.
All right. Because the thing, this is just it. If that's at 2, at any point I can place a Decimation and destroy that idol, can't I?
Yeah. So there's no point in jumping the gun and doing it now, really.
Okay. So that's it for the moment. Yes. I don't need to. I shouldn't use Blessing of Haste anyway.
No, there's no need for those. We'll hold on to them for now. And so we've cleared the field.
Excellente.
Will he fertile soil it? Alright. Okay, so the AI seems to not be too sure what to do here.
Alright, so I've lost a unit.
If you show us the health, everything. Okay, so that's on quite a lot. I would move the skirmish. Basically, our Vanguard's going to die, so we don't have to worry about him, unfortunately, anymore. So if we move the Skirmisher back one, and we'll put the Honourable General into that row.
Right, yeah. So it's the protection phalanx thing, whatever you call that.
Exactly. If you look at the cooldowns, and this is something to bear in mind, I guess it's a bit technical, but next turn, both of those soldiers are attacking. The general will be on 1 cooldown, so there's going to be no point in Blessing of Hasting him, as they're already attacking. So at this point in time, the next time Blessing of Haste is going to be useful for us is probably going to be 3, maybe 4 turns down the line. So right now, we may as well sacrifice that for cards and draw some.
But if I Blessing of Haste him now, will that reduce him? That'll decrease him down to 1. So effectively, on the next turn, all 3 of them will attack.
Oh, this is true, but you would get more overall damage by having him trigger after they've attacked, because they'll reset.
Yes, of course. Yeah. You nincompoop. Right. Okay. So you want me to get rid of Blessing of Haste? Did you say? Sorry.
See, this is the whole other options. We could just Blessing of Haste the Vanguard, actually. and save the decimation.
That's a good point. Yeah, and get something out of them basically, other than the buff
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you performed.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm doing that, which am I going to be using up the?
I would
the Royal
use.
Spearman.
See, now that we're not using the decimation, we can use the decimation on the top row. So I would sacrifice the Spearman for cards for now.
Right.
Basically, with growth, the Sister of the Fox are prime targets for fertile soil. So any creatures like that you need to try and kill.
So fertile soil is.
It's the growth card which costs 4 growth. Sacrifice target creature, draw 3 scrolls.
Right. Yes, of course.
But
It
can't target structures anymore, but in the last format you played it could. But
Right.
now it only targets creatures.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So Blessing of Haste
Yep.
on Vanguard, is it? I'm learning.
I'm terrible with names.
Yeah. And to get some post-it notes and stick them on the screen. And sacrifice decimation.
No. Cast decimation.
Oh, sorry. Cast decimation on the top.
Yep. Get rid of the Sister of the Fox.
And
And yep, then ship him for cards.
the cards.
Scrolls. Words.
hmm
And then with that, I would personally drop a skirmisher on the bottom row. Although at the moment we've won, I would have. There's no way they're coming back from this. We've locked the field down, but I would drop them on the bottom row.
Right. Now, basically, a lot of this is you want to do it for gold. Does your gold reduce if these guys get damaged?
Nope.
And you couldn't. guess
You can earn a bit more gold for smashing all the idols, but it's probably better just to win the game and start another if you're going for working out how much gold you can get per hour.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So drop the skirmisher.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be. He's not spiky.
Nope.
So you put him on the second row.
Yeah, generally.
Right. Do. Pew. Plus 10 gold. Ha. Great wolf. What?
I think the AI has just given up at this point.
Yeah.
So before we do anything, sacrifice the Ducal Infantryman for scrolls and see if we can end it this turn with the focus. Okay, show me the health of everything. Okay, so we've got 9 damage. If we decimation through our troops to deal 2 damage, focus either the Spearman or the Relentless guy, and then we'll bring home the win with that.
Well, couldn't I Blessing of Haste and focus?
Yep, you could do that as well. I just like decimation. I have this fascination with using it. It's just great fun. It's like, that's right, I'll punch my own units in the face just to win.
You've got the Berserker talent, haven't you?
Funny you should say that. Any sort of game I've played, I've been told I'm stupidly aggressive in it. whether it's Street Fighter or, I don't know, Dota. Even TF2. I'll sort of go down swinging, go for one. So yeah, and that will seal the deal for you.
Yeah. Okay.
And not a scratch on you. And do you know what's really interesting? That Spearman has survived the entire game since you cast him on turn 3. He's still got the heritage on him. He never died.
And the funny thing is that I probably would have been completely overrun by units by now and have died. But that's not been an issue. It's not been an issue at all.
You play the long game. You're looking to control the field and win just by answering any threat they put down, and idols will come naturally from that. But it's something I going back to the Berserker thing. Some of the decks I made, I could always get 2 idols. I could get 2 idols in the first maybe 8 turns, and then it was GG. I couldn't keep the pace up. I didn't have any field control, and I just burnt out. And I like those decks, but they just don't work, unfortunately.
So you're generally saying that you expend yourself too early.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, an example. Fuck you. An example.
But it wouldn't be long.
You get beats tomorrow. No, I'm joking, man. But yeah, an example would be the old Copper Ultimatum, Magma Pack. I can't remember the name of it now. Iron Whip. So it gets 10 damage, blows up an idol, and you can do it on turn 4. You can do it even faster than that when you mix it with Order. I can't remember the correct turn of events, but you can do it in 3 turns.
Right.
Oh, you would drop the Copper Ultimatum 1 turn. The next turn you would focus it and then Magma Pack it with the remaining 2 Order, which is great fun. You know, getting an idol in 3 turns. But
Yeah.
due to the fact you've expended so many cards, you end up crippled.
Yeah, I think we discussed in the last video all those millennia ago, is that if you can understand the connection between the different cards, what will boost what, and a classic example, which isn't necessarily that obvious, is the 3 units all together. Having that set up effectively means you have a very strong sort of basis there.
That is kind of the core with Order. It's planning ahead, getting your rows sorted and everything tightly knit and synergized, and I guess that's the way it works. Whereas Growth, I tend to just bash in stuff. Actually, I lie. My Wolf Den deck is lots and lots of removal, and then I get wolves.
Right.
But it's definitely an Order thing. The whole, regiments and control, and that little Pother. They have a lot of abilities that are just irritating, but when used correctly, can be game changing. I'm not lying when I say I've lost more than a few games due to a single Pother, where it's been so close with sort of an idol each to win. It's on low health. Just gets poked out the way, like, whoop, Pother, and it just goes out the way, and you've lost the game. And it's like,
yeah. Right, nice. Okay, let's coup d'etat. Well, that's not it. That's not even called a finish game. Anyway, finish the game. Pow! Victory!
There we go.
With your strange breasticles. Right, excellent.
Have you seen the female avatars, by the way?
I haven't. No.
They're great. They're a lot more detailed than the male ones. They're brilliant.
Yeah, you were focusing on that quite a lot when you were doing a game with. Are you her or Der? I think you're Der, probably. Are you? Since her.
Yeah, that's correct. As I'm not making stupid mistakes and swearing. Usually at the same time.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking me through that. And for you guys who are watching, please by all means comment on what you've seen here, anything you agree, disagree, or any variations. If you're wanting the same sort of assistance, then by all means just send in questions or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than willing to sort of chat to people. I'm not, I don't know, I have been playing terrible for a while, but I've seemed to have the past couple of days managed to pick up again and get back into it. But yeah, I'm happy to do anything really. Contact me through Power Trigger.
Excellent, excellent. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all the rest.
Ooh, one more thing. Or you can contact us directly or however you want. We have a blog as well as Gareth's Power Trigger.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put all the details into the
fantastic.
The description of the video itself, and normally after this little chat we would have an outro scene as well, which would, have details fantastic. On. I'm that professional now.
Wow, you have improved a lot, good sir.
Oh, thanks very much. Well, not in the game, I haven't. I can polish. I'm polishing a turd.
Oh no. Oh no.
Alright, well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
bye.
Bye.